Hey, y'all.
Sorry we're late.
We about 10, 11 minutes late. We ain't that bad. How y'all doing?
Whew.
Oh, 4 people in there. How y'all doing?
Okay.
We're going to get this started, y'all. We're talking about Married at First Sight, season 15, episode 11. We're doing a review.
And I'm Michelle.
I'm India. And here we go.
And we're about to get started. Okay. So I meant to discuss this with you before we started, but I think we should talk about Dr. Pepper's visits first and then talk about the couples. Okay. Which I think. Okay. This episode actually started off with the end of the last episode, by the way, with Alexis and Justin acting a little cry.
And they went outside after that dinner party. Yep, at the dinner party.
So Alexis being weird, acting like she didn't, like you couldn't tell that she was upset is weird.
Yeah, she was manipulative with her words and her actions. She was very manipulative. Like, we knew you were mad. Don't act like you weren't mad, because at this point now you're gaslighting this man.
And he knew what it was, which is why he asked, and you got mad because he kept harassing you.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it was like, she's acting at this point, and it is,
baby, but you know that I meant, and when you keep doing that, it's just, he's here for the acting too. They're both dramatic as hell.
Okay, we get into, but I do feel like this episode was so good because it really did everybody seemed to be pretty vulnerable. So I felt like everybody was saying what was really going on and why they were acting the way they were acting. So I think we got a little bit of insight. You don't think so?
On some of them. No.
Okay, I can't, please.
Okay, so they didn't meet with Dr. Pepper, did they?
Yeah, everybody did.
Damn, I don't remember that shit.
Okay. But first night, no, actually what happened first was the girls' night. The girls and the guys' night. And I hated the fact that the girls
bombarded the guys. Yeah, so they were each meeting separately, right? To talk about Morgan and Binh's issues, it seemed like.
I can't stand Morgan.
Morgan was in there, and I think Stacia was looking
hyping her up. Yeah. They put batteries in her back. She don't want to talk to him, but now she wants to go confront him in front of everybody. Like,
something to me seems like she's doing this for TV.
Morgan?
Yeah.
What do you mean? We've established
that.
I
know, but literally you're acting this way for TV. Not just that she came for the check. That at this point she's acting this way to turn up for TV, because there's no way you're that affected by that man.
No way.
It's not possible. You've known
they were married the least amount of time.
Yeah.
So when he betrayed her on the honeymoon, it had been 2 days or 3 days. Mm-hmm. And by the time, I just think that she is.
When they went into that group session, and the only one that halfway called her out was Nate.
Nate was like, well, why are you mad all the time?
Yeah, he was like, besides that, why are you so hostile?
Why are you so hostile?
And like he said, I feel like, what did he say? He said, I forgot what he said. But I don't think Morgan ever wanted the marriage. She never wanted to be married. She never wanted the marriage. She found a mole. No, she found a mole and made it a hill.
Made a mountain out of a
molehill. She made a mountain out of molehill. She found one little thing that she could blow up, and she did.
Nate definitely wanted to go in on Morgan more. Yeah. He was ready to give it. And I actually do feel bad for Binh.
I don't feel bad for that.
Why?
Because for what? Man up, bro. Man up and say what you gotta say.
No, I feel bad because he will look like the bad guy no matter what if he cusses her out or talks to her. So he's been taking it on the chin. He's not going.
But you know what? He's trying to, like you said, he's trying not to turn her for TV. But I don't think it's his personality anyway.
Nah.
You know what I mean? I think he is pretty calm. And the problem is Morgan is at this point taking his calmness for weakness, because when they were in there reading them letters, right?
So clearly we're skipping to it. When Morgan and Binh read their letters, no, we can't skip to it.
Okay, no. So go back to the conversation.
Back to it. So okay, I was just annoyed that the ladies like invaded their space. Like we would have been like, I just feel like these women are doing stuff that if the men did it, it would be like people would be up in arms. Like it's like they are really not playing by any fair rules at all.
Yeah.
And like Morgan is a bully. She's like, she's a bitch. Like she's just not even likable, like at all. So, okay. Besides, like, I felt like her telling a story. It's just all of this. She sounds
selfish. She sounds crazy. Yeah. Everything is about you.
And all the guys, when Binh was telling the guys a story, he was like, yeah, I did lie. But they're like, well, what does she expect you to do? Who does she expect you to talk to? So they all know that they've been talking to each other. And Nate was like, we're all in something very specific and unique that only we're going through. So why wouldn't we talk to each other? Which obviously everybody knows. She is making a mountain out of a molehill and she don't really care. She's just doing it so that she doesn't have to stay with him.
Yeah, she's selfish. She's an asshole. I still don't understand what exactly he lied about. The lie. Okay, she explained that he stopped telling him his business and he didn't.
Right.
That was the lie.
But why did she say he lied on her? Like she still never said what he lied on her about. She still never said it. It was just. So the Dr. Pepper's visits, I honestly zoned out on Binh and Morgan. So what had happened? I don't even remember.
Dr. Pepper didn't get her together.
No,
and that's what I remember. I was so mad. So Dr. Pepper was getting into Binh. Binh kind of admits his fault. Like nobody has a chance to get into him. So Dr. Pepper's like, he's like, I know I was wrong. I lied. I shouldn't have did that. I projected my insecurities onto her. Like Binh was, taking accountability. Like I'm insecure because of my childhood. I projected it on her. I was judgmental about her family situation. Like he came out. Dr. Pepper didn't have to say anything. Yeah. And then that was pretty much it. And then she was like, you're not off the hook yet, Morgan. But she never really gave her anything. Yeah. No. She didn't really give her anything. She didn't give her anything. And it was frustrating as hell. So did Dr. Pepper say anything that stood out to y'all to Morgan?
So somebody said Morgan is a toned down version of Michaela. She definitely is very reactive, but it doesn't give. Like, honestly, I just feel like she thinks that she has a leg to stand on and she doesn't.
Well, she started stuttering when the guys were like, well, what was the lie? She was like, well, had he just told me he was talking to Justin, who tells their partner that they're talking to a friend negatively or even just venting to a friend about you?
Okay, so Brittany said that on the after party, the guys were calling Binh out, though, for lying. So I think they know more than what they're saying on camera. So...
Damn. So I didn't see this after party. So what? Okay. So if he was lying, then he was lying. I guess.
And maybe. And I mean, liars are despicable. Like you kind of like. I feel like little stuff. Like everybody says stuff just to like get people off their back, or not everybody, but like I can see him doing that. But how bad could the lie be?
Yeah.
Did he say their sex was bad? Like, what did he say that would make her so mad?
And why did Alexis go stir this up? Alexis started this, period. And I just want to say that. Okay.
Yeah. So, okay, let's go to the Dr. Pepper visits. Oh, okay. we are. So okay, Binh and Morgan, whatever. Next was Nate and Stacia. And on the Nate and Stacia, they were very much like, oh my God, we're so like he's opening up and like they're acting like they are really on a path to a long-term
I think they are, but in general, I feel like they were the least vulnerable on this episode. Nate was giving both of their letters, it wasn't giving no emotion for me. I was like, that's it. Like all the letters.
I thought yes. Okay. So
anyway, Dr. Pepper visit with them was good. We found out that they're still doing it. I think we knew they were having sex.
Yeah, we knew they were.
She confirmed that.
Yeah.
And that also she made a good point when she was like, he's not used to living in a house with women.
Well,
but then
I thought,
was like,
we thought.
So first when I put that, I was like, Dr. Pepper.
We
like,
thought.
He's not used to living with women.
I thought so too. And then we found out that he had a whole stepmom until he was 14.
Yeah. So that was very confusing to me. This whole situation with Nate and his mother and stuff is very confusing to me. So I'm going to need Nate and his daddy to tell the truth. What happened to the mama? What you did with the mama? You left the mama.
She left them. No.
She ain't left him. He was overseas. He said, I'm taking my baby with me.
I don't think so, India. He could have brought her with him. She didn't want to leave, or she was Korean, and And no, his dad does not even come across as abusive, India. I don't think that. I mean, I know it's all speculation at this point, but I think that she couldn't have a black baby.
Oh,
I think she was just like, I can't keep.
But all of them down over there when they was in them wars when I had.
But that's Korea and not Vietnam, first and foremost. And I don't know. And it don't matter. It could be one family. We know.
But why is he trying to act like? And then he had a stepmom. Was she abusive or something like this? It's just not. I have questions, but you know what? It proves her point. He doesn't say anything.
He doesn't.
All we know is
but he may not know. He may not. He really, truly may not know why his mom did not want him.
But he grew up in the house with a woman, so that using that as an excuse of I'm not used to different communication styles. Maybe
he definitely let it ride. Yeah, he didn't correct nothing. He was like, mm-mm. So all the men in the service got blazing kids, but do all the mamas come back? I just feel like there could be a circumstance where she was like deuces,
or it could have been circumstance where he kidnapped his child and brought it back,
or she could have been married.
Oh, that's a good one.
She could have had a family. She could have been married.
I like that theory. She was married, y'all.
She could have been married or had a baby and was like, I can't take this baby home to my husband. So I don't know. We're just gonna speculate at this point. Who knows?
All I know is I was like, oh yeah, Dr. Pepper, that's a good point. He used to, having a very straightforward military dad. He ain't saying too much. He's definitely not expressing his emotions, which we got when they met later. But yeah, their visit was fine. With Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, their visit was okay. Like I feel like they was.
We ain't getting nothing else. Like I knew they were on a good path.
So I don't know. Maybe we should just talk about the couples auto stuff. Is that how you have it written?
Mm-hmm,
okay. Mm-hmm. So after they did their thing with Dr. Pepper, they went to her apartment. She came from humble beginnings, so she lived in an apartment. I don't know. It didn't seem that bad, but okay. And then they went to his neighborhood, his house where his dad still lives.
Yep.
And it was really sweet to see his dad walked up like, hey, what's up, y'all? It was cute. Yeah. I wasn't expecting it. You can see that Nate has like he did not hug his dad. He patted his dad on the back. Like he gave his dad like I don't really know you like that.
It's no hope for Nate. And his emotional, she think he's gonna mature emotionally. No, that's exactly how he gonna be with his kids.
He said he had never seen his daddy cry, and his daddy has never seen him cry.
And his dad
they both cried on the spot, on the drop of a dime with people they didn't know.
Yeah,
these people need therapy.
Yeah,
these
and
people.
His dad was like, she was therapy. Like, oh, he told me, so you raised that, you passed it down. He was like, yes. Basically, he was so proud that he passed down to him that men don't show emotions. He's like, I was taught men don't show emotions.
And he was like, yeah, I hope I did. Sir, it's not a good thing. It is not a good thing. I was like,
we're going to need, in the Black community, we're going to need these men.
We need to embrace feelings. Y'all, I've talked about this with my friends. We have talked about this amongst each other. Men, especially Black men, but men in general are taught two emotions, like happy and mad. So when boys are growing up, they're taught, even if they hurt themselves, you can't be sad. Or even if you're sad, if somebody talks about you, don't be sad. Like, boys are not taught to have multiple emotions. So the only emotions they have are sad and happy, or happy and mad. Yeah. And when so no matter what emotions they have, they display either happiness or anger. And it is just that's not okay.
And his dad was like, yeah, I did that. I taught him that. I was like, sir, you're supposed to be like, maybe that wasn't the right way.
I was like, he was like, I hope so. I'm glad. I was like,
Stacia was looking like,
no.
His dad seemed really sweet, but it seemed boring. Like, honestly, if I was Stacia, I would not want to be married into that boring ass family, period.
But Stacia might have enough spice for everybody.
I guess, like, I want my father-in-law. My father-in-law is lit, period. Like, he ain't so boring like his daddy. Like, y'all want to be married, and then your father-in-law is like Nate's dad? No. Anyway.
But I felt like he was being very vulnerable on camera in front of them. Like, I don't know why it wasn't that hard why couldn't he express himself?
I don't know.
So you gotta close the door, bud. You gotta close your door.
Y'all, sorry for the interruption. It's earlier than we're normally doing our videos. Yeah.
So we have something.
Yes. Anyway, was there anything else with Nate and Stacia? I was so happy Nate called her out. He was the only one that called homegirl out. And then Oh yeah, no, that was Binh. Never mind. Yeah, he was the only one that called Morgan out. You can tell Nate and Stacia be pillow talking about this because even when Morgan was talking about stuff, Stacia was looking like.
So Stacia seems kind of needy to me, y'all. Like too needy.
Mean?
Like
well, we knew
like her letter was like, "You're gonna be all these great things, and you don't need this, and you don't need that." And I just feel like, yeah,
her letter was giving fake. That's
something was missing. Substance. If that's really how she felt, like I just feel like it wasn't.
It wasn't the substance missing. What was missing? What was missing from the Stacia's letter? What y'all think?
Because I wasn't moved. And then, okay, I have feelings about her moving with the family, her friend's family, for the last year of high school. And not that I don't really have strong feelings about it, but it does happen. Like there are definitely kids. Like I know quite a few people that like stay back, like so that they don't have to leave their last year of high school. And I thought it was really telling. She had a stepfather, but somebody else's father was still teaching her how to be treated, which was very interesting.
Yeah, that was the confusing part.
I don't know how I feel about that.
One thing about it, my kid ain't staying with nobody. I don't care what the circumstances are.
I mean,
not with the two parents. Like, what? No, you coming. What you doing?
I'm all for people caring about people, but there's just something about this savior complex that bothers me sometimes. And
y'all know what savior we talking about.
I don't always like it. And I mean, I think for her, she seemed fine. She seemed great with it. And obviously, she said she's biracial. So maybe, I don't know if her mom's husband is also white, but I don't know. So she may have felt like, I don't know. So, okay, so y'all was with me on that. I don't know. I don't like it when they're like, oh, she can stay with us. I mean, thanks, but we good. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
But we good.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know. So the other thing was
both of their letters were more surface level than everybody else's. That's all I wanted to
say. And I basically think that they both need to go back to therapy. Well, Nate needs to hurry up and start, and Stacia needs to
He needs to start out with Binh because Binh said he started therapy. He said, I started therapy to slay my demons.
That's fair, Kimberly. She did say she knew her the parents since first grade. That's true. That's true. And maybe it wasn't a savior complex. I mean, I always just
her stepfather
look at things a little like, we have to. We always do. It's just how it is being Black in America. You just always think like, why did they do that?
But I want Stacia to go into more details about her emancipation, like why, what happened. Maybe she had to technically do that to live with them. It's all too much, which is why my kids
may have
done
it for school. Like she may have done it for college. I knew people that emancipated themselves for college reasons. Other things like to just make certain decisions. Yeah, they do need therapy. Like I just don't know how else. Like Stacia cried because his dad cried, and he looked like, why y'all crying? Like what the I was like,
and Stacia called him dad, and I was like, girl, y'all.
No, and she called him his first name. He is Mr. Whatever his last name is, man. You didn't know him for 3 weeks. What you call your father-in-law?
Pop.
Before you had kids, what'd you call him?
Mr. Last name.
That's exactly how it works. Yeah. It doesn't have to be that way, but it takes
you could probably call him pops or dad, but it probably will be a little while into it.
Not 3 of them. Yeah. Anyway, it's be for TV. Stacia, I don't know if Stacia's an actress or if I don't think Stacia's an actress.
Do y'all think Stacia is a mole? She's a plant.
I think Stacia is needy as hell.
I think she's looking for family. She's looking for family. She's looking for it so bad. She's forcing it.
I don't know what it is, but it's not. I just feel like it's sincere. I think she sincerely needs help. What you think?
Yeah, her. I mean, she's getting help. She's getting the help, and so is
Yeah, she definitely said they bought the house in the Inland Empire. Like I know why they did it, but it's just the whole. No, we're not letting her leave. Okay. Anyway, Stacia does want love, and I just feel like she has to figure out. And I'm not saying she doesn't deserve it or doesn't need it. Even not to say she can't even be married right now, but she still just seems like she has work to do on self, and that's the only thing I can figure out. Like,
Yeah, Kimberly, Stacia, and Krysten are desperate to be married. Yes,
They
I
are.
agree.
They are for different reasons, but
yes, Krysten gives very much desperate at all points.
Yeah. So they're next. Krysten and Mitch are next.
Okay.
So they talked about their
So Dr. Pepper?
Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
So they talked to Dr. Pepper, and she basically, I think they got the most out of it. I think they got the most out of that session. I think that Krysten was corrected. She thought she ate when she was like, well, he's not meeting my demands, and why get married? And Dr. Pepper was like, no. He don't demand things of people. We tell them what we need, and then we figure out if they can provide it. And I was like, boo-boo. She thought she ate.
Yeah, you're right.
She was
Dr. Pepper. That was Dr. Pepper's best performance.
That was her best. That was her best advice.
Sucked.
I think they got the most out of it. She basically identified what Mitch's issue was quite immediately.
When
so
she said
clearly,
he gets self-righteous when he gets threatened. I was like,
yes. And she said it's the fear.
It's
the fear and the threat. Like he giving up that control. It's tough, but I think Mitch made a lot of progress in this episode because he was vulnerable, and she was like, you don't want to be vulnerable because you don't want to be hurt. You're scared of being hurt. Like, clearly he went through a lot, and he started to tell about it, and I thought that was pretty, I don't know.
Yeah,
Mitch had me.
Yeah.
I'm sensitive.
I mean, we knew there was a story behind him because he's just too much of a contrarian, too much of an asshole, too much of a social justice warrior, or I wouldn't even say social justice, but an environmentalist. Like, he's too extreme to not have some type of story. Like, how did you get this way? In this, the control, the insecurities, and he projects stuff and he gets self-righteous with it. And I'm like, yeah, Dr. Pepper, this is why they pay you the big bucks. Except for this is the only people that she actually
kind of therapized. Yeah, I was, but I do think that their letters, like, they got the most insightful. They got more into themselves. Lanice said that she's been meeting Mitch's demands. I think that's fair, but I think that's fair, but I also think that she's been willingly meeting them without questioning them, whereas he questions them. So you can't be mad at me for questioning what you want when if you want to question what I want, you can. And so she admitted to that. So, I mean, I do agree, but I think that we learned more about Krysten and why she was acting that way because her parents demanded so much of her that she now expects that out of relationships. And when she doesn't get it, she's fearful.
Yeah, they had complete opposite childhoods.
They did.
Although when she started describing her stuff, I was like, oh, that seemed kind of normal, but you know.
No, I don't.
She's like, I would get a stern talking to.
but
no,
I have never. No, if she struck out,
I think she was lying. You know how people be slicing stuff, exaggerating stuff for the sake of a story. Like, everybody wants to have a plight, and we know there's a certain group that really wants to have a plight. No, but honestly, it matches up to her personality.
It does match up to her personality.
I'm sure her childhood was a little strict and. It made her a little critical of stuff and stuff like that. And then she probably, like Stacia, is desperate for love and desperate for feeling, whatever. And then he had no structure.
He had no structure. And so I feel like...
Did he say why he had no structure? His parents worked all the time. He was a latchkey kid. But
no, he became a latchkey kid when his parents split.
Oh, okay.
He became a latchkey kid when his parents split. Okay. So when his parents split, he was sad, and that's when his dad left the house.
A lot of kids have behavioral issues once one parent leaves or they, move with the other parent.
Yeah, and then the other thing, so somebody said that on After Party, he said that after seeing himself on camera, he really started taking accountability. He has been kind of sort of insinuating that and talking about that on the After Parties that he's been on. That he's seeing himself on camera, seeing the situation after the fact. He's like, whoa, I can't believe I was like that. He also said that he was on the last episode, on the last After Party. He said something like, don't count us out yet. So I was like, oh shoot, they gonna stay together.
I don't know about them staying
together.
They stay
together.
I think it's 3 couples that stay together. What's the 3?
Them.
Nate and Stacia. I think
Nate and Stacia. And Lindy and Miguel. I don't think Alexis and Justin stay together.
You might be right.
So
you might be
we'll
right.
see. But I think all four of them stay together for the sake of saying they stay together. But anyway, his mom left. I thought his dad left. Cause I wasn't paying attention.
Dang.
He said that afterwards he was with his mom. His mom used to have stories about him. Oh no. Okay. So anywho, Mitch and also had a letter. She had a letter. Her letter wasn't as heartfelt, but she had already given a lot of detail on what happened to her and why she was the way she was. Mitch's story definitely gave a lot. Like
Michelle was crying.
I cried, y'all. Nobody cried.
I was half asleep, so I would have cried if I really would have got into it. I had to watch it twice. So what part you cried at on the letter?
So the most reason why I cried, y'all, is because I stopped to think about like what would my letter to myself be, and it kind of made me a little emotional. But his letter was that he the part that got me was the fact that he was not happy. Like he didn't like himself. He didn't know how to.
Well, we can tell.
He didn't know how to. He didn't know how to deal with being weird, different. He thought it was a problem. Like he felt isolated. Like he didn't have. You didn't cry, but I felt sad for Mitch. Okay. See, somebody else cried. See, he was cracking. Thank you.
It's a few people who
thank you. Cried. Thank you, y'all. I'm saying, Brittany too. Everybody, yes. Thank you.
Ooh, excuse me.
We're empathetic. Like
Michelle swears she's an empath, y'all. Next.
I'm not an empath. I do not swear I'm an empath. I'm not an empath.
I'm just playing. She doesn't swear that either. But y'all know how everybody be like, I'm such an empath, and they be evil as hell.
I'm not an empath.
Oh, you're using your powers for bad.
No, but I can't cry.
People say they're such an empath. It scares me.
I
cried drop of a dime. So that
the crying part and the empath part don't necessarily go together. But anyway,
I had one thug tear.
Seriously,
he had the best letter.
His letter was beautiful.
Somebody else had a really good letter too. It wasn't Lindy. Lindy is anyway.
Okay, so then we got so his letter was very emotional. It was at the end. I was like, oh my gosh.
They went on that date where they did sports, and I was like, oh my gosh, he didn't have nothing. He didn't have nothing. It
was a mess.
Like I know. Yeah. I wonder. I mean, I know he wished that he had structure and stuff. He sees the
benefit. He definitely sees the benefit of that.
I mean, they would be a good balance.
But let's be clear, Mitch. I did write notes about this, y'all. Mitch was probably a freaking terror when he was a kid.
He said he was.
Oh my God, he terrorized the neighborhood. He listened to his parents. Oh, also the thing about him was his dad. Like his dad dying. Like that was really sad. Like it was just sad because you could tell how he felt, and he was just like, I really wish my dad saw him as better. Like he knew.
Not family.
She's an empath. But anyway, back to his what was I talking about? Someone's dad. He was a terror. Like he was tearing it up. Mitch definitely told his mom that he hated her several times. Mom, I hate you, Mom. I know he did.
Yeah, he probably said more than that. I want to know about him and his brother, and if one was because he's ended up moving in with his dad, Mitch, for some point. I wonder the dynamics between him and his brother because they seem so different.
They are very different.
Like the one was he much older?
But Mitch also did not look like he was an environmentalist when he was in his 20s, honey. He had his little hair. He was looking like
he needed a channel.
But he was looking like he was in the Backstreet Boys.
You know when people find an extreme, I don't want to say being an environmentalist is an extreme hobby, but anything like that, usually you're just trying to channel your energy somewhere. And so he found something that you can grow to, be passionate about a lot.
That's true.
He found something, he channeled that energy.
But then he also said he was fighting a man. Mitch, you are the man. But okay.
Mitch said he was fighting the man?
Yes. He was like,
that's why he don't want them Airbnbs. He said, no capital live down.
He said he's fighting the man. Airbnb I said, well, Mitch, newsflash. You benefit very highly and strongly from the system, but okay.
How the hell
But yes,
he introduced Krysten to his dad at the gravesite.
They did a video. He was talking to his dad. It was so emotional.
Yeah, I missed that whole thing. I must have fell asleep.
Oh my gosh.
And then I went and watched just the end. I missed that whole part, y'all.
Yeah, they went to the gravesite. It was very sweet. He was like, all right, so I'm introducing you to Mr. So-and-so, whatever his last name is. It was very, very sweet.
I'm going to go back and watch that.
And he was like, I think he would have really liked you.
Not
he
somebody play Man in the Mirror.
No, I mean, he was. I feel like Mitch is getting reformed. Like, he's going to be on the straight and narrow, except on the preview, they're not having sex. So,
well, we know why they're not having sex. I don't want no 1 minute, man.
Okay.
Is Mitch growing on you? Yeah. It was interesting. It's always interesting to know people's stories because even like the people that are the most unlikable, like you want to know how they got like that. I really wanted to know how Michaela got crazy on the season she was on Houston.
Yeah, we really did. But
she claimed it was just because her not just because, but her father's death. She was the baby. She was spoiled. But it's something else.
Mitch is way more thoughtful, introspective, vulnerable. Mm-hmm. Like he's giving 41 at least he's giving like, okay, I'm an adult.
So this experience was good for Mitch, even if they don't stay married or if they don't last past decision day. If they do say yes, at least he's growing some because he probably would have never had this amount of growth in the month they've been together. So that's good.
Mitch, we like Mitch, y'all.
Did we talk about Alexis and Justin?
No, they next.
And Lindy and Miguel. Okay, Alexis and Justin.
Oh, we got a lot to talk. It's 30 minutes.
Oh, we kind of talked about them. She was very manipulative with her words after the damn thing. So we did.
But when they got with Miss Pepper, Dr. Pepper, when they got with her,
was he crying again?
He started crying about the dog. But y'all, this takes us back to the situation. He had his dog for 7 years. If he had his dog for 7 years, he knew his dog attacked other dogs. And I'm not buying nothing else that nobody else said about why his dog was blah, blah, blah. No. He knew exactly what it was. So it was kind of sad that he's like, he had to leave his dog with the farm people. But he'll probably go get it after this month is over because they're not staying together. So go get your badass dog.
I'm reading this card.
So Casmine, wait. Is it Casmine or Casmine? Like Jasmine or okay, either way. Okay, he gonna go back to acting. Okay, so y'all read the comments. Okay, so Casmine is like, Mitch reminded me of my younger self after I rededicate my life to the Lord and act right for like a month, and then he gonna be back to acting up in a few weeks. No, I don't think so. No, he's 40. I think he's gonna try to figure it out. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, the dog. Okay.
Yes. So the dog, right? He gonna go back. Okay. So Justin's gonna go back and get Maya, y'all. Justin is definitely going back to get Maya. Maya will be back at the crib in a month. Justin, don't even worry about it.
But he knew, like you said, that his dog attacked him.
But
period.
Stop acting like you don't know stuff. He be withholding information, but we found out why. It was enlightening. His brother shut him down at 13 years old. When you're at the point where you literally are so expressive. I have a 13-year-old child. And Jesus, it takes so much patience to not shut them down. But you can't. You cannot shut them down. You have to listen to them. You have to let them express themselves. You sometimes, pull back a little bit. Like, slow your roll. Ain't nobody bruh over here. Keep your bruhs for your friends. But you do have to let them express themselves. And the fact that he was like not helpful, he didn't want to, like he would ask him questions and he would be like, figure it out yourself. Like he is breaking his soul.
Well, he should be because his soul was broke. What kind of 19-year-old has to raise a
13-year-old? So he wasn't equipped to do so.
Yeah, so he did what he thought was.
So you know what else I think it was though?
Raised a little crying little.
But I also think no, he didn't raise a crying little boy. The boy was a crier and emotional already, and so he was trying to man him up. Yeah. And it backfired because he's now a man that cries and doesn't express himself and doesn't tell the truth and hides information and doesn't like to be wrong, so he don't want to say nothing. Like therapy, please.
Yeah, it was a child raising a child. His brother probably real messed up too, though.
Yeah.
Did they say why he
Golden,
went?
you
He
just
went
wait,
to live.
child.
Yeah,
You
did
just
they
wait.
say why he went to live with his brother? What
They
was
didn't.
the
He didn't
original?
really say.
I don't think they said. Was it? They said he had moved from Alabama to
They didn't say. He
live
didn't
with
say.
his brother, but I don't think
I
they
was
said.
listening. They didn't say his mom was at the wedding though, so it's not like he doesn't have a relationship with his mom.
Mm-hmm.
He had other siblings, I believe, right?
No, somebody had said something when they said Justin is too soft, like in every way.
Yes.
It is. Somebody said
that dog is on a tier bed.
I don't know why he had him when he was 19.
I don't know why he had him either, but I just think that
muscle mass.
I can't. I think it explained a lot though, y'all. I do think that. I think it was.
And he even still when he was trying to express that to what's his wife's name? Shoot. Alexis, he wasn't even expressing that well. We had to come.
So somebody said that his mom was having financial struggles.
But
on After Party. So, but the brother was doing better at 19 in San Diego. San Diego was not cheap. I mean, back then it probably wasn't as bad. Like for sure. I mean, I was
maybe
in LA
his brother
time,
was military, and if he took him in as a dependent, because why else was he in San Diego? That's so random.
That's fair.
Maybe it wasn't too bad to take him in as a dependent. Maybe he was getting in trouble. The mother was living somewhere, and it wasn't safe for him. That's weird. He's lying. Crazy. He ain't telling the whole truth. Maybe the mama was on drugs, child.
Yeah,
we don't know.
Honestly. We can't trust Justin to tell the whole story.
Yeah, he's not going to.
He don't tell the whole story. Justin leaves out anything that he doesn't think sounds good. He's leaving it out.
Yeah, but him and his brother shared a bed, so they were in a one bedroom.
Yeah, because he said that they were in. He said it was a king size bed. He talked about the park with his friends flying kites. His big ass brought a kite to the park. Alexa
was in there acting too. I like that he's so sensitive. I gotta accept him. Look at my husband doing that kite. Alexis, ain't nothing feminine about flying a kite. Now stop. Men can fly kites, Alexis.
I mean, men have to fly kites with their kids. That's not a big deal.
She was just doing too much when she said that. Yeah, you're right. Lady first. Whoever you are. Justin glosses over things. And that's what she said at the beginning. Alexis said, you're not specific enough to the point where it's one thing, we know men, they do not go in detail like we do. Right. But it's one thing when you gloss over things and then intentionally. And it came out that it is quite intentional.
It is quite intentional because when he used to ask stuff or he didn't have the answer, his brother would be like, figure it out. So he just wanted to figure stuff out. And he didn't want to be wrong. And he didn't want to be chastised. So at 33 years old, he still does this. And that is not okay.
So y'all.
But I agree, Taja. Alexis does not make it easy for him to open up. She is very rough. I agree. But I don't think he would open up. I don't know. It's one of those things where I still don't believe that he would do it because you're right. He just retreats. Like he messed up with the dog. And then from then on, he just never wants to mess up again. And it's like, but bro, like how.
I agree, Kimberly. I wonder why his engagement was broken up as well.
Because old girl was like, I'm not doing this. Like, he was probably omitting shit. Like, And so was there anything else with them? So she did her scrapbook and all her basketball stuff.
That was cool to see. I never took her as like she could be athletic. Like, I thought she seems like she could be athletic, but basketball, I never took her as a basketball player. So it was nice to see her. And
she told Dr. Pepper as well as him later about her growing up with women that were strong, independent, hyper independent is the word she used, which I mean, I guess. So
what was that excuse for? Oh, her being hyper independent. Okay.
She just wasn't, I don't know. Their letters. Did Justin read a letter? She had a poem.
I don't
think Justin had a letter.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
Yeah, Alexis played football like as a hobby now. Like she's currently on a team, but I didn't realize she played basketball from when she looked like she was like in the third, fourth grade.
She said she started at 7.
Yeah, so second grade she was. Yeah, so that was cool. Okay.
He don't seem like the sports type besides them kites.
And the basketball, like she was.
Oh, he said something about he used to play ball though in the neighborhood.
He
said
that, in the neighborhood, but he doesn't. He's one of them tall people that did not play good sports. He was not good, y'all. Okay, so she had her
Did
poem.
She say anything else about her childhood though? Was there anything?
She just said that all she did was see women like be strong, and so she doesn't open up. She's not vulnerable. She just does everything herself. She doesn't ask for help. And she had a epiphany.
Oh yeah, when that girl, that roommate didn't help her.
So I mean, they are wrong for somebody that's unathletic. Like how she's. I mean, how did they know he wasn't athletic though? He lies. He said he played basketball. Remember when they was playing volleyball at the very beginning, first episode? He acting like he could play, and then he falling and can't do nothing. And Mitch was like, "Oh, he wasn't that good." Like, come on, Justin be lying.
Yeah,
Justin be lying. Justin be lying.
Y'all know what main thing Justin lied about when he said that people are so enamored with his height that they want to know what he's packing or what he's working with. And Alexis said they tried to do it. And
now she won't have sex with him. So on the preview to the next episode, she basically was like, he was like, so you don't want to have sex with me? And she was like, no. So I don't know if she's unattracted to him or not sexually attracted to him or want to have sex with him because of the lying stuff. I mean, because it's hard to be with somebody that piss you off. Mm-hmm. Okay, he said he played basketball because he was tall, but he wasn't any good at it. Yeah, okay. We can tell. We can tell, Justin. Yeah, they knew that's true. They could look at him and tell, but the experts and producers be looking for the drama.
But was it me or did they start to look alike to y'all?
They definitely started looking alike.
I swear.
They've been looking alike.
On Nate and Stacia. I was looking like, they looked alike a little bit.
Does he have ED? I think that's what they were. That's what she implied on After Party, like last week, 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, maybe. Yeah.
Okay, so last couple, we've been on here a minute.
But if you got ED, why have you consistently talked about your
penis? And why are you
talking about
but it makes sense. It makes sense, y'all. He's like, I'm celibate, not by choice, because he can't get it up.
But then why were you talking about at the bachelor party, women just want to see when I work with it, see if it can get hard? Or like
he said if it was big. He is that. First of all,
talk about it. Don't bring no attention to your thing if it don't work.
No, he's trying to get ahead of the curve. He's like, I don't do that. We not getting it in, girl. Lying, Justin lying. He lying. Not by choice. I'm telling y'all.
Okay.
He ain't by choice. Okay. Last couple. Lindy and Miguel.
All right, Big Lynn. Crazy, yeah.
So Dr. Pepper,
y'all,
was talking to them.
They're doing really well.
I think so too.
They're doing really well.
Miguel seems to be opening up. I think Miguel is very mature. He is the right match for her, in my opinion, to be honest. Like, I really do think he's a good match for her.
I don't know. I think she's a little too immature to be married, period.
She is.
Yeah.
She still has a lot to learn. But I do think she wants to be married. So that might be enough.
Of course, yeah. She wants to be married, unlike Morgan. But when well, you know what? When they met with Dr. Pepper and she was talking about basically how she's trying to be a good wife, and he came in and was just correcting her cooking and helping her with stuff, but she doesn't have that experience. I was like, okay, so maybe she did need an older man to kind of, you know,
if he's patient with her, we don't know how patient he's gonna be. But if he can be patient with her, it could work.
I think though I don't know. I think she can be easily controlled and manipulated. And she's the one that's like, I'm married. I'm in it to be married. When you're married, you deal with everything. And I just don't want her to get an not abusive situation, but someone who abuses their power over her because they know she's so used to being controlled. Yeah. But he don't seem like that type.
He doesn't.
But I wish they would have gave her somebody closer to her age and they can maneuver together. Rather, because the dynamics could be so awkward.
It can. It's a slippery slope.
It's a slippery slope. She speaks up for herself. Let's be clear.
Yes.
So it could work, but I don't know why they matched them initially.
But I think the crazy part is that I felt like
she's a Christian and he's.
But I don't know that she's a Christian.
I don't know how she was going back. She looked like she was about to slide back into that religion real quick.
Did she?
Yeah, she was like, I don't want to talk bad about
right. Miguel getting sex and Lindy got religion. They good. I definitely think that their relationship is probably the most steady and non-dramatic at this point. Once they got over the hump of the last name
what about
and the
Stacia and
What do you mean? What about them?
Wait,
They
he
definitely
put
had
his insurance.
He probably did. Y'all know he did. She
Yeah,
would not be that happy. They didn't bring it up with Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, true.
But what I was going to say was that he was the first one. I don't want to say the first one, but he compliments her and speaks highly of her in front of her without any prompting. And I think that that's really important. Like none of the other guys, most of the other guys don't do it.
That's a good
Nate
point,
does
Michelle.
it though. Nate kind of does it, but he is the only one that's like, she's dope. Like he was just like, yeah, she's this, she's that, and she's amazing. Like everybody else is like, I don't know. It's not the same. His is very genuine. I think he's very into her. He likes her. He wants to be with her.
And he said he was in love with her.
Yeah, and then at the end of the episode, he was showing her. And
that's
he
what
also
they talked about with Dr. Pepper, the fact that
they hadn't said I love you, but they both were like kind of on the same page with it. It seemed like Lindy was holding back. Smart, like don't overdo it. Like let it be natural. Stacia needs to take some notes. But they what do you call it, when he was talking about Puerto Rico, the other thing he did was like I can't wait to show her. So I feel like he's talking about their relationship as if it's going to be in the future. Like he's not putting these conditions on it as much as he was saying, and he did admit to that. He admitted that early on he was like putting conditions on it because he was so used to being disappointed. So he always liked to look at things like prepare for the worst, hope for the best. Now he's basically, it seems like he's just going for it. So I think they actually are cool. Okay. He does have a PhD in writing, and he does writing. So he is a good communicator. But honestly, y'all, I feel like there's a lot of people that have professions and they still aren't good at what they're supposed to be good at.
Who don't we know it, honey? I know a lot of therapists.
Therapists specifically. So I think it's still a kudos to him. I think it's still a notch in his belt that he is doing a good job, I think.
Lady First said Lindy knows how to manipulate with her emotions and tantrums to get what she wants. I do think she's a little manipulative. Her and Alexis, I think, are a little bit manipulative.
Yeah, I mean, Miguel is definitely more mature than I thought he would be, especially at first, because he was just like, oh, we got to have sex before I know how I'm going to feel. And now it feels like they settled into it. They really settled into their relationship.
Yeah.
We'll see if they have drama.
The most solid. I agree with you with them being the most solid.
I think so. I think they're the most solid.
They gonna have drama because Lindy already said she's a little unstable.
Okay, did y'all know that she went to a boarding school? I didn't remember that. That was kind of interesting. Like it goes to show like people do be going through a lot. Like younger.
Why they say her? Was it a 7-day Adventist boarding school?
No, maybe, but it's.
Oh no, she's not 7-day Adventist.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, is it a 7-day Adventist?
I don't know, but she went to a boarding school and said that the 14-year-olds helped raise her. So she learned everything from her peers. What I will say is that I want to see what their drama is going to be, because I feel like every episode they're like going back and forth. Like, okay, good episode, now drama, good episode, drama. So I think next week is the drama episode. So we're going to see what the issues are. We did not, because we started talking about everybody's Dr. Pepper and then didn't finish Binh and Morgan. So let's finish the fact that Binh and Morgan finally met up to read their letters. Morgan walked in like a damn linebacker. Like she just stomp in, like she just come in like boom, 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 boom. Like she just do too much. And she sat down and said, you go first. He reads his story and it says, I'm not sharing. Why did you let this man share his story and you wasn't going to read yours?
She's manipulative.
What kind of cruel piece of crap are you? She a whole ass bitch.
And they just walked out and he just went in. Because honestly, I want Binh to do this. As soon as she said, I'm not comfortable, I'd be like, okay, well, thank you. Bye. I want him to cut her off and make her feel bad. But no, he let her get her little
I wish he would have been like, you can go and you can take your little funky ass letter with you. And you should have told me that before, because I ain't have to tell you nothing about me. Leave me alone.
And his letter was good.
His letter was good. I mean, it was everything we already knew he was going to say too. And Dr. Pepper told them to do this, and then she still didn't do it. Like,
she's checked out, and she said she wants him to basically embarrass him damn self.
Kimberly, It's okay that she didn't want to read her letter. It's not okay that she told him to read his. She should have walked in and been like, hey, I know they wanted us to do this, but I'm not reading my letter.
She literally said, go ahead and read yours, just to say that. Like, she's trying to, like she said, I want to torture you. She basically said that in the last episode.
Mean and
she wants to torture him.
I do think that Binh is presenting himself a certain way for the cameras, but is he doing something different off camera? Because if not, then I'm not with it. Like, you cuss her out at some point. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like she's the only one that's getting it off. I don't.
But he's not looking bad on camera. She looking crazy.
Yeah.
So maybe he feels vindicated now that it's aired, and people are like, "Whoa, you're out of line."
But and also he does get to always come back and explain, like, yeah, I just didn't want to have drama on camera, or I just didn't want to make her look bad. Like, he could always come back and say that. So
it is abusive. She's
trying
to torture him because he hurt her feelings.
But the fact that she sat down and was like, "You go first." No. You want to read yours? No. Tell me you're not reading yours. Tell me that you're not reading. I don't trust you with any information that's personal to me. You're on
a national TV,
television show,
international
air
internationally.
So what?
At the reunion, I feel like he's still gonna be the same because he acts the same at the damn after party.
I've never seen Binh on the after party.
He was on.
All right, we've been on forever, y'all. Next week, I don't even the previews for next week. They get back with the therapist that we like. I can't remember her name.
The new one. Yes.
I liked her a lot. I meant to look up her name so I could say it. But anyway, they get back with her. Alexis says that she don't want to be married to Justin. And who else was talking? Mitch says that him and Krysten are not having sex.
Well, duh.
And somebody else say something.
I think it was Miguel. Dr. Pia, yes.
Dr. Pia, yes. Thank you. Yes. I really, really liked her. So really, I'm looking forward to that episode. And then I thought Devon Franklin was gonna be on it, so he's gonna be on like the last 2 episodes. Like, how many more episodes we got? We got about 16, 17.
Yeah, we on 12. This is 12 or 11.
This is 11, so we got only like 6 episodes left.
Yeah. Maybe he'll just be at the reunion or something.
Yeah, we haven't seen him. They had a clip of him talking to them. I remember when they were airing that he was gonna be on the show, there was a clip of him talking. We don't know if they're gonna air that. I guess we'll see. Mitch looks like he smells. I can't. I don't know. I guess I don't know how we got to Team Mitch, but we kind of on Team Mitchell right now. I don't know who. Like, I don't even have anybody that I'm really cheering for.
I don't like nobody this season like that. This season and last season, there was not a main likable person. Like, they're okay. Some of them are okay. I thought I was gonna like Alexis. Boom. Stacia, she's all right. Like, Nate, he's okay now. No, I still didn't forgive Nate for them comments he made about the Savage kids. So no.
And I was gonna say, Miguel talked about how his situation was difficult, but he ain't call nobody savage.
Yeah, because he was going from,
he said he was Puerto Rican around whites, and he was not quite. He didn't speak Spanish around Puerto Ricans, and he ain't call nobody savage.
Not one couple should stay together. I'm gonna give it.
I think Miguel and Lindy,
and I'm not mad at Stacia and Nate. Because at this point, she's desperate. So
no, I am mad at Stacia and Nate. Because Nate does not really care, nor does he really want to be with her. Nate likes Stacia. Oh, they dig. Oh, we didn't even talk about the fact that they got all hyped because Stacia made denim purses and sold them. And he was we both sold purses. We hustlers. He's like, I always wanted somebody to build my empire with.
He gonna be riding on her coattails.
Okay,
because
she already built her empire.
Started building her empire.
Built,
and yours fell apart, honey, with that bankruptcy. But it's okay because that could be any of us at any point, honey. I don't play when it comes to that. She's built the empire. You just on there.
Yeah, he definitely. And Nate hit a lick, y'all.
He hit a lick. That's the type of lick that they don't never set the black women up
to hit a lick.
What the hit a lick? Oh, Deanna and Greg.
Deanna
and
Greg.
Deanna
Yeah.
came up. That
Deanna
was
did
it.
come up. Deanna did come
That
up.
was it, and it wasn't too much, but
it wasn't the same. But
she
Deanna
owned the
was,
townhome,
but
he
he
owned
was,
the house. Yeah, it wasn't too much. It
but
wasn't
he
drastic,
still
but
was.
he was solid.
They hooked her up.
Yeah,
They
and in
solid.
North Carolina, they're solid. They're doing good.
Okay.
Oh, he got a haircut. Oh, good. No, I know they still together. I always thought.
I definitely thought they were still
Nate
together.
and Stacia would still be together for sure.
Y'all, unfortunately, this show has now encouraged people to say yes on decision day. So there's that, and then it's really about, okay, are they still together now?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Who I think is still together now? I still think Lindy and Miguel are together. I think Nate and Stacia are together, and then I think Krysten and Mitch said yes on decision day, but I don't think they're still together now.
Okay.
That's my thing. Who sleep together? Nate likes the bag. They sleep together. I know. Nate is definitely gonna be. He's going to stay with Stacia until Stacia
gets over him.
Gets over it, for real. Yeah. Until he betrays her, cheats on her, does something. Mm-hmm. I don't think that she will stick around if he betrays her. I will say that. True. Okay, it's late. It's 9:30.
Been a long time, y'all, and we're tired.
I know, but
thank y'all for watching.
India gotta get up early tomorrow.
I do.
So we'll see y'all next week. But no promises as to when, because we've been not figuring it out very well lately. But we'll be back.
Yeah, we'll be back next week, y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Once again, this was our longest live.
Good night. Bye.